All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Dun, 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 dun. We're getting started in just a second. Just a second. All right, here we go. Da, 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 da. 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 All right, we're live. Here we go. About to get started. This is so exciting. We are 4 minutes away. Hello, everybody on Instagram and also actually on YouTube. It's so good to have you guys all here. Here we go. La da 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 la da 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 da. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. Here we go. Exciting. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our webinar. We've got people piling in. It is so great to have you here. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's so great to have you here. We have over 285 people registered for this webinar tonight. I'm so excited. I'm your host, Josh Oakes. We are getting going. Everybody on YouTube who might be watching us, welcome. But everybody else in the Zoom room, we're going to get started here in just 2 minutes. That's 2 minutes to get started. And I'm so pumped. Welcome, everyone. 285 people live tonight have registered for this. And we've got a ton of people coming in. Welcome. I'm going to start talking to a few of you attendees. Let us know in that chat box what city, state you're from. I'm going to go ahead and jump into the chat box right now myself and throw that in there. Ingrid says, I have a twin 13-year-olds in Georgia. Welcome, Ingrid. We've got Amanda, Anderson, Anya, Camille, Catherine, another Catherine, David. We've got a ton of people. I won't even bother you with it, but it's so great to have all of you here. I've got a ton of free resources and information. This is the 25 plus dangers you need to know on all these apps. This is a parent-only 60-minute presentation. We will start in 1 minute. We're just letting people come into the room so that we have everybody here. I don't want anybody to miss one thing. So let's go ahead. We've got Dave in Virginia. We've got La Puente, Maria in La Puente, California. I'm in Long Beach, California. Fantastic. That's great. Atlanta, Georgia. Let me know what city and state you're in. We will get started in about 1 minute. We're just waiting for more and more people to pile in here. I'm so excited. We're going to get started here in just a moment. Maria, David, Ingrid, Russell from Folsom, California, USA. That's wonderful. That's really terrific. It's great to have you here. All right. And then Kevin, welcome from Wisconsin. It's so great to have you here. It's late there, guys. It's really late. We're going to move quick. I promise you, we're going to have a ton of really great stuff. Camille from Coeur d'Alene, Ohio. Camille, it's so great to see you. It's been it's a couple months since I saw you last. It's great to see you. All right, we've got Shannon. Hello, everyone. I'm Victoria, British Columbia, and I'm a parent and a counselor specializing in concerns regarding digital technology. Oh, I'm so excited. This is great. Okay, here we go. We're going to get started in about 30 seconds. We had 285 people register for tonight's webinar. This is awesome. We've got a ton of stuff. Jackie Armstrong, Torrance, California, really close to where I'm at in Long Beach, California. That's great. Fantastic. Let me know in that chat box where you're from. And then we've got people from Hawaii, Sean and Kristen, parents. Hey, welcome. Aloha. I've spoken in Hawaii on the Big Island on the topics you're about to see, actually the positive side of it. All right, let's go ahead and get started, my friends. We've got a parent from Peachtree City, Georgia. We had a lot of Peachtree parents last night and the night before. We've got Nina from West Covina, and we've got another from Honolulu. Hans, welcome. It's great to have all of you. Well, you got a ton of people piling in here. Really great. All right, 285 of you registered. We've got a bunch of you in here. We are now going to start diving in. I'm going to start the recording. Vivian from Georgia, welcome, Vivian. Here we go. I'm going to start the recording, and we're live on YouTube. Last night we were live on Facebook. And we're going to dive on into it. So stand by, everybody. Here we go. Maria, welcome. Welcome. Here we go. Hello and welcome, everyone, to the 25 plus dangers that parents need to know about TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, Fortnite, Netflix, YouTubes, and more. Oh my, I just called it the YouTubes. But what we're talking about tonight are the dangers that you need to know and how to become the most informed parent on the block. And I want you to think about that information word because it's going to become handy a little bit later. Now, this is a parent-only presentation. It's 60 minutes long. If your kids are in the room, kindly send them in the other room. We want to have an adult-to-adult conversation. You can let me know in the chat box where you're from and if you're an educator or something else or a parent or anything else. But this is really designed for parents. I want to welcome everybody here tonight, or no matter where we find. We have some people from Australia. I've had people from Africa join our live presentation, South America. I want to come visit all of you after COVID and come visit and enjoy your culture. I'm so excited. I'm Josh Oakes, live from Los Angeles. Now, let me tell you what we're covering here this evening. We are going to talk about the top dangers and tips about TikTok, how predators use Snapchat features to locate your student, mental health concerns around Instagram that we have, how addiction to Fortnite impacts students, common Netflix addiction issues, and YouTube screen time issues and how to limit screen time. We're going to talk about a few more things as well. I've got a ton of tips. And at the end of this, I have a lot of free resources. So don't go anywhere. Stay to the end. Now, before we get started, if you're currently confused on any social media topic, our goal is that you go home a little bit more comfortable. Now, my team wrote more understanding, but I'll tell you, one mom came up at the end of my speech pre-COVID, and she said this. She said, I was confused and now I'm comfortable. So understanding information, comfort, whatever is right for you. The presentation's full of suggestions. You use what you feel is right for your family, for your community, for your students, for your kids. Now, my podcast has a couple hundred episodes, 250, maybe 260 now. I can't keep track. We interview psychologists, counselors, therapists, teachers. I just hit the microphone, parents, authors, and more. I'm so excited here today. We interview all of these people who are 15 times smarter than myself. We take this information, we make it available to you for free. Your favorite word in the whole world during COVID, I bet, is how do we make sure we're the most knowledgeable and we can learn from it on the go? I'm going to give you that chance to do that. I'm going to give you the chance to, and I'm going to show you where our podcast is available and my life's work is available online. Now, my mission for my nonprofit and for-profit is to keep students safe on social media so they can someday shine online. Now, I got my start at Walt Disney Studios many years ago. Essentially, I was the youngest person in the brand marketing division. You could call me an intern if you wanted to. And essentially, in the brand marketing division, I was in an iconic department of an iconic brand. Here's some of the products that crossed my desk: Finding Nemo, Pirates of the Caribbean, Lion King, Power Rangers, Ninja Storm. And they taught me, Josh, we're going to take this 2-hour story, right, for Finding Nemo, and we're going to turn it into one image. We're going to take the best image and put it on the front of the DVD or the streaming product, as they would say, and we would show people the authentic story in just one image. Well, guess what? I've taken everything Disney taught me and I'm going to apply it tonight with you. Yes, we're going to talk about dangers, but we're also going to talk about how to put your kid on these platforms in the most positive manner possible to put their best foot forward so they're shining online for their future. You're going to see a whole lot of nuances that I'm giving you here tonight. I want you to have 100% attention here, please. If your kids are yelling and screaming in the background or they have Netflix really loud, ask them to kindly, allow you to focus in on this. Put your phone on silent if you don't mind. I've got mine over there on vibrate mode. I'm going to make sure and give you 100% of this. Now, each of my 6 books that I've written teach people and companies and businesses, the world's Fortune 500 brands. I've taught them how to shine online. What I'm about to show you tonight is not just some guy's ideas. I started in the corporate world and now I'm in education doing my life's work. Now we've got Light, Bright, and Polite for parents on the left. We've got the educators in the middle. We're redoing this one. It's coming out in less than a month. We have a Spanish language book, Seguro, Atento y Simpático, which essentially means light, bright, and polite, secure, attentive, and friendly. And then we've got the student one, the professional one. We've got some of the world's biggest brands are in the digital marketing tactics one. My techniques have been featured on major news networks, not because they're great, but because they're targeted and they are practical and tactical. We don't use a lot of buzzwords. You're not going to hear a ton of buzzwords out of me. We are going to give you everything you need to be successful so that you can move on. And we get right to the heart of the matter. Now, I've gotten the chance to travel the country and speak to 30,000 students a year over the last 7 years of my life as I've been changing this industry for the better, I think. Now, we've spoken to 250,000 students, and look how positive and smiley they all are. No, I did not give them $20 each and say, smile to the camera. Instead, I'm about to show you what I told them to get them excited about their future, to use these devices, this one that I've got on silent over here, to use these devices to make sure that they are shining online with a purpose instead of a pastime. So let's dive on into that, and I'll show you how we get students so motivated to want to do this rather than telling them what not to do. Now, I'm going to show you a 3-step plan for every single family in America. I was featured on the news in Minnesota. I'm going to show you. I got to go to a speech to a wonderful school there, and they put me on the news while I was in town. I'm going to show you what I taught on the news, and then we're going to go over play by play so I can show you how this works for your family. So here we go.
You have a three-step plan for young people here.
Regardless of whether a parent has students on social media or not, even if their student is 8 years old, oh, my student isn't on social media, first thing we tell them is first audit your student. And that means they need to use Google. Go to the very place that a college someday in 10 years from now will search for their kid.
Search their name.
Audit, search their name, see what comes up. Other people will come up. Number two is dialogue with your student about their future. Where do you want to go to college? What do you want to do? And as you start talking about the future, you're going against them less and starting to set goals in the future, so it's a purpose instead of a pastime. And last, shine online. If you don't like those results, work with your kid to post positive content, volunteer photos, great stuff that's positive and full of gratitude.
Do you find...
All right, so that's a three-step plan. Josh, walk us through that. Well, I'm so glad you asked. Number one, we have to go. It's a totally different way of thinking that. Josh, I came here for the 25 dangers. Yes, but hang on here. As an optimist and as your new best friend forever, BFF, I'm going to show you a different way of looking at the internet. Number one, we got to go audit your students online. Go to Google and search for your students' names. Other people are going to come up even if your student isn't online yet. My student is 5 years old. I don't need to go do that. I understand, but it's the best thing to do across the board. Next, dialogue with your students about their future. What do they want to do with their career? Perhaps, how do they want to look online? If they say, I want to be an astronaut, I want to be an engineer, a teacher, great. What does that mean when you want to do that online, and so on? And next, we talk about shining online. Start building a positive set of Google results. Use social media as a purpose instead of a pastime. Now, I'm about to show you a little video right here of an actual student who's gone through our Shine Online program. And he did this. I met him when he was in high school. We worked with his high school. I want to show you what the end result is. Then we're going to dive into a whole lot of dangerous stuff. So here we go.
Hi everyone, my name is Gerard Legaspi. I'm a second-year student at the University of California, Berkeley, and I built a website with smartsocial.com.
Gerard, you built a website a couple years ago when you were in high school. You went through our program. The website looks awesome. We're going to show it to everybody who's viewing right now. Gerard, have you Googled yourself lately?
I haven't.
Okay, let's Google yourself and show you the benefit. The first thing that comes up is your personal webpage. So when people search for you, they don't get all these other people who've been arrested or anything else, right? Who are not you, but instead they get your contact page, your passion, your projects, your public service, and it takes them right to your website so they can learn and find the Gerard that they're looking for. Gerard, what was it like? Was it difficult building the website? What was that experience like?
It wasn't difficult at all. It was super easy, just compiling like a list of your past experiences, specifying what your passions are. And even if you don't know what your passion is yet, building the website definitely helps you get there. And it's super, super helpful, especially now that we're living like a digital world. And it's super easy for future employers and even colleges to just simply search your name up and find a website that's catered to you. And it's super, super easy, especially doing it through smartsocial.com.
How has your personal website helped you to apply to either college or an internship or career or on-campus clubs? Where do you put the link? What do you do with it? And how do you think it's helped you?
Yeah, so I remember in high school, I developed the website when I was applying to colleges and stuff like that. And although there isn't like a section in college apps where it says your own personal website, developing the website allowed me to put this link in my resume whenever I was applying to internship and any like roles on campus. Specifically for me, it really allowed me to become like the RA in the residence halls that I am now. It also let me be a lab assistant working in the lab on campus. And overall, it just really put me a step forward above everyone else, because not everyone has a personal website, but having that allows employers to really know who you are as a person rather than like a simple resume that is traditionally given to employers.
Yeah. So do you feel like this is giving you the upper edge to help you stand out?
100%. Yeah, I really do think it does. Now we're living in like a digital world and paper is kind of out of the game, like especially with like remote learning and everything's virtual through Zoom. Instead of like a traditional cover letter, this website allows you to really put all of your interests in one place. And it's super easy for employers to like just search up your name, and then you see like this list of items that this person has done, things they're interested in, stuff like that.
All right. So that was a young man who in high school, complete success. The end of our program is you shine online, my life's mission. It's going to be on my tombstone someday. Josh saved millions of kids from predators, and he helped them to use social media in a productive and positive way to get a job. That's my dream. Now, what I want to talk to you about tonight is we're going to talk about the dangers, and this is going to be unfortunate. You know, I'm not a negative person. I'm not a pessimist, but we're about to go into the belly of the beast, unfortunately. I'm going to show you the bad side of the internet so we can bring you up to a level of sophistication, a level of safety. We're going to look at news stories for parents about the social media safety issues you need to know about. Not a question of if something happens to your kids, but when they might see something online. Now, we're going to look at TikTok first, one of the biggest social media networks in the world, the 5 dangers and tips for TikTok you need to know. And I'm going to count down. So number 5, we'll go to 4, 3, 2, 1, and each different network is going to have a countdown because I think that's fun. Even a harmless rant we see here can cause great disruption to a student's goals. The Washington Post says Cornell students petition to have freshman TikTok star expelled. The moral of the story is a student disagreed with the school's policies and shared her strong opinions on TikTok in a way that wasn't full of positivity or gratitude. Other students disagreed with her viewpoint and the way it represented their school, aka a brand that they are part of. Other students took action based on something their peer posted on social media, and students started to defend the school that they love so much, and so on. Number 4, the bad guys have ways to appeal to students as they groom young minds. This is Channel 6 in Birmingham, Alabama. TikTok app can be a meeting place for predators and your children. When you think about the TikTok app, you probably picture innocent lip syncing, but what you probably don't imagine are graphic conversations between potential child predators and your students. A mom said, "I think we should let our children know the bad guy doesn't always look bad, and we have to be aware they don't always look scary or sound so scary." There's a huge technique here that I want you to see, and I'm going to give away one of my biggest tips right now. At the beginning of the film, I'm going to give the spoiler away. Number 1, the number 1 safety app in the world that's going to protect your kids is a rich dialogue that you have with your children and that relationship that you have. It is not an outsourced safety app. It's not Microsoft and Google. It's not TikTok. There isn't one magic pill that you take that fixes your kids. It's that hard work that you do every day, and you need to talk to your kids about how predators actually might talk to them. Number 3, TikTok challenges can turn deadly. This is devastating, my friends. We're about to watch a video. Let's watch a mother explain that she thought she was doing her best to monitor social media, and experts say what went wrong.
I had a parental app on his phone and would take his phone at night, but I couldn't take it from him anymore because during this pandemic, that is their only connection to the outside world.
She discovered her son dead in his bedroom. He had died from asphyxiation. Anderson says it didn't appear to be suicide, and an emergency responder suggested Cash could have been doing what's known as the choking challenge or pass-out challenge on TikTok.
This one I've seen heralded actually as the good kids high. So by trying to deprive their brain of oxygen, it almost creates a bit of a sense of it feels good.
But it's very dangerous, even deadly.
An important piece is really to understand the driving forces underneath this. It's not just simply social media by itself, but it's childhood. It's the want to feel recognized, the need to feel validated.
Dr.
All right, that's absolutely devastating. Let's review what the professor just said again. It's an important piece that we need to recognize is to understand the driving force underneath this. It's not simply social media by itself, but it's childhood. It's the want to feel recognized, the need to feel validated. What I want you to know from this is without a purpose, your students will use social media as a pastime, which can lead them down any path, my friends. And they can be influenced by just about anyone online, YouTube videos, influencers, TikTok challenges, etc. Now, number 2, a double dose of dangerous ideas. Insider says sexual predators target pro-eating disorder communities to find young people to groom. Now, kids go to groups to get support, and this is what you need to know from this. And their guard is often down. However, we don't know who's actually giving them the support in these groups. Predators can prey on this and will lure vulnerable students to send them inappropriate images and groom them. And number 1, Fox 13 says TikTok trend gone wrong. Silhouette challenge leaves users vulnerable to online predators. Now, I was on the news for this very same thing in KTLA Channel 5 in Los Angeles. What we're about to read is a quote from Memphis, Tennessee, but I've got a whole 6-minute program on this at smartsocial.com press, where I taught people all over Los Angeles how this dangerous trend works. It started out as a way to empower people, but has turned into a trend that could come back to haunt you. Here's what you need to know. This challenge encourages people to dance in a doorway, wearing less clothes than they normally would feel comfortable with, thinking the app will cover them up with a special color. But there's always ways to remove the filters and reveal what the student was actually wearing downstream in the recipient's inbox. You can watch our news clip at smartsocial.com/press, where it has all of our news clippings and everything else. Now, here's some tips for you as a parent to keep your kids on TikTok safer. TikTok has 800 million monthly active users. Dialogue with your students about what and who are safe to talk to, even if they're just online. Make their TikTok account private and create a family pairing by creating a parent account and linking it to your student's account. I know we have Camille on here right now as well. And Camille is a family friend, and she's done that really well with her kids. Now, another thing I want you to really know, Instagram does this. Instagram is based in the US, but TikTok will do the same thing. They will create, when you publicize your account, they'll create a website for your student. Let's say your student was a 13-year-old little girl, 13-year-old daughter, and she thought it was fun to be on TikTok because you allowed her, and she dances maybe inappropriate songs, and there's lots of dance videos of her dancing. Well, if she were to publicize her TikTok account, which TikTok constantly encourages you, publicize this to get more followers. Students want quantity over quality. It will create a little baby website, and other people, random people. Look at Bob Saget right there, right? All these other people will be able to see your daughter online. Now let's talk about Snapchat. 5 dangers and tips for Snapchat. Number 5, drug dealers know how to get students anywhere. This is Fox 4 in Santa Monica, California. This is devastating. Teens' deadly overdose prompts warning about Snapchat's role in buying and selling drugs. In this video, learn what parents had to say about their son's tragic death and the role of Snapchat. Here we go.
Gosh, how did you know that he got the drugs from Snapchat? I didn't even know that's possible. Help me understand, what exactly does that mean?
I didn't know this was possible either. I thought it was a place, where kids hang out with other kids and maybe do a couple of, risque things with each other because of the way the app is designed to disappear as each post is seen. But his friend was kind enough, as I was trying to figure out what happened, his friend was kind enough to share a screenshot that our son had sent him of a drug dealer that he had connected with or had connected with him on Snapchat, who, had created a menu and had a Twitter and a Snapchat handle to reach him and would deliver it to your door. So, on one of his little quick walks around the neighborhood to get some air between classes, he must have, met a dealer outside our home and brought it into the house that way.
And we all think Snapchat is the place for kids to do what they want to do because it's sweet where other kids are. But the reason the kids are there is because of the functionality that allows things to be secret. But a screen grab has whatever you do on Snapchat tag you for the rest of your life. And it's turned into a place where kids bully and sext and drug dealers find them. And that means it's dangerous.
You said
absolutely devastating. And let me repeat what Sam said there, the father. We all think that Snapchat is the place for kids to do what they want to do because it's sweet where other kids are. But the reason the kids are there is because of the functionality that allows things to be secret. And that means dangerous. All the more reason we need to have a dialogue with students about their future so they can know these platforms and apps should be used with a positive purpose so they know what to say yes to and no to in life. Now, number 4, police set up stings to catch predators on Snapchat. This is in Charlotte. Operation Home Alone, they called it. Suspected online predators arrested in South Carolina. The sheriff's office said officers posed as underage girls on apps like Snapchat. According to officials, 7 of the men or travelers came from out of the area. Police believed the suspects targeted girls from age 10 to 17 years old. Here's what you need to know. Make sure you turn off Snap Map, the feature built into Snapchat, so your kids are safe. If you're one of our VIP members, you have a whole Snapchat video to show to your kids and teaches them why they actually want to turn it off, and it does all the hard work for you. Number 3, what keeps users hooked may not be their regular personality. People addicted to Facebook and Snapchat show desire to be cruel and embarrass others. This is in Michigan. Researchers in Michigan find the greater a person's social media addiction is, the more that person desires to be cruel and callous online. The study looks at the enjoyable social rewards that keep users coming back for more. Here's what you need to know. These apps are built to be addictive, so students will stay on them for as long as possible and open them every single day. Number 2, Snapchat is highly addictive and has consequences. This is from University of Georgia, social media addiction linked to cyberbullying. What you need to know is while screen time is an important metric to monitor, also consider what content they're consuming or interacting with, as it can lead to more addiction. It's not just quantity, it's quality. Number 1, Snapchat tries to work against protection measures. Yahoo Finance says Snapchat risks Apple's wrath with attempts at skirting new privacy rules. And what you need to know is that apps like to track what we're doing and what we're watching so they can increase the amount of time we spend online and make more money. And here's what they say. The new Apple feature will require apps to obtain permission from users before tracking them, encouraging apps to game the system and track us on other ways that Apple has a difficult time monitoring. Now, here's some tips to make Snapchat safer for your family. Walk through the app settings with your student to help them understand safety issues and long-term consequences of who sees what they're sharing. Have regular discussions with your children about what they are seeing and who they are interacting with on Snapchat. Remind your children that their online activity, even Snapchat posts that they think are going to disappear, can impact their reputation in the future, as you saw from my friend Gerard in the beginning of this presentation. Always know your student's password and tell them they can come to you if they see anything troubling online. Members, we're diving into Snapchat soon and everything else. If you're a VIP member, then you know we give you the digital dangers and show you how to navigate all those. Our next live series starts May 13th. Check your dashboard or check your email to join our member live events. You'll see them here very soon. All right, let's dive in. 5 dangers and tips for Instagram. If you're interested in learning about membership, you can hang out to the end. I got a ton of free resources there. 5 dangers for Instagram. Number 5, photo filters add pressure to real life. This is MIT Technology Review says beauty filters are changing the way young girls see themselves. Today, more and more young people, and especially teenage girls, are using filters that beautify their appearance and promise to deliver model-esque looks by sharpening, shrinking, enhancing, and recoloring their faces and their bodies. Your students' friends might be using these apps when posting on Instagram, making your student think that everyone is better looking than them. You need to know that it's important for us to remind your students that Instagram is the highlight reel of the world, and who they follow might only post the positive stuff. Number 4, more screen time can equal more depression. Tufts University says Snapchat depression. A psychiatry professor sees a cause for spiking rates of teenage depression and anxiety, the rise of social media. Twice as many teenagers now have depression as a generation ago. The average adolescent sends about 3,000 text messages monthly, or about 100 daily. Isn't that insane, guys? Here's what you need to know. Make sure you work with your kids to track and monitor their screen time and help them set boundaries, as they might not know when it's time to stop. Number 3, predators are clever. This is from CBS in Boise, Idaho. Child predators in Idaho were hovering around 1,200 tips a year. Here's what they say. This is the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Predators are very, very clever, they say, at what they do. Kids are going, oh yeah, that's just Johnny down the street, Mom. Don't worry about it. He goes to another school. The thing is, it's not Johnny, guys. Unfortunately, it's some bad guy in his basement, 40 years old, that's trying to potentially harm that child. Number 2, students can find support in any cause, good or bad, on Instagram. This is the BBC. Police uncover teenage girl suicide Instagram group. Police have uncovered an Instagram suicide chat group involving 12 girls that led to serious self-harm. Officers found the social media group while investigating the disappearance of 3 members who had discussed suicide. Here's what you need to know. Students may think it's harmless to be in these groups, but what they learn and observe can have a huge impact on their mental health. And number 1, disputes could quickly escalate to real-life violence. The Philadelphia Inquirer says in West Philly, best friends were shot over an Instagram feud they had nothing to do with. Now, while your students aren't in a gang, what they post online can be seen by people who want to harm them. It reflects a trend, they say, of shootings being fueled by and increasingly chronicled on social media. Now, what can you do now to talk to you about mental health with your teen? Well, number 1, show students how to have a healthy balance with social media and real life. It really comes into a harmony. How do we have social work with the rest of our life? Agree as a family to set screen time limits, even for you parents, and help everyone understand why these settings are necessary. And make sure your students know they can always come to you if they're uncomfortable with anything online or to talk about how they feel. Hey guys, let me know how we're doing in the chat box. Let me know. And also, you'll see right there in the chat box, at the end of tonight, we're going to have a replay link you can use to show this to others in your community. All right, we got a tremendous amount of people in here. We're talking about Fortnite. I was talking about Fortnite with somebody today named Eden, and she said, my kid is addicted to Fortnite, and she was angry. And I told her, I got you, girl. Come into this webinar. We're going to talk about the 5 dangers and tips for Fortnite. And I got a lot more. I hope Eden's here. Number 5, these games bring out the worst in our students. The Boston Globe says Fortnite may be a virtual game, but it's having real life dangerous effects. We have one kid who destroyed the family car because he thought his parents had locked his device inside. A pediatrician said he took a hammer to the windshield. Here's what you need to know. The addiction that games create will lead students to do things they normally wouldn't. And you've heard about this all over the country. It happens in Los Angeles a lot. People will go to any great length and do anything to get a drug. But Fortnite was designed to be as addictive as a drug to children. Number 4, even in a game, kids are targeted by real-life predators. What does this mean? Well, this is from New Jersey, NJ.com. Predators are using Fortnite to lure kids, cops say, and parents need to worry. Arrests of alleged child predators have been made after communicating through apps and games. The similarities to the more social apps are that gaming apps have a chat area. What you need to know is be aware of any apps or games that allow your students to chat with strangers or anyone your family doesn't know. Do not allow your kids to play these games with headphones. They're not sitting in the corner of the room. They're a million miles away talking with people who do not love your kids as much as you do. Number 3, online games often have lots of add-ons and add-ins and purchases that kids want. Here's what moms.com says. Kids aren't spending money on candy anymore. It's something else. Research has shown that kids spend most of their pocket money on online games such as Roblox and Fortnite. Here's what you need to know. These games will create addictive tendencies that encourage your students to spend real money, sometimes yours, on upgrades and features in the game or app. Number 2, playing violent video games actually changes your brain. NPR says video games may affect the brain differently depending on what you play. What you need to know is that a research study showed that people in the group that played action video games, first-person shooters, lost gray matter in the hippocampus. And people who played Super Mario games gained gray matter in the hippocampus part of the brain. What does this mean, Josh? Well, when playing a game, it can enhance certain parts of the brain and it can create atrophy in certain other parts of the brain. A well-balanced screen time diet is important to monitor, just like a diet anywhere else. Is sugar terrible? Yeah, but a little bit of candy is probably okay every once in a while in moderation. And number one, parents want their kids back. USA Today, this game, Fortnite, is like heroin. Fortnite addiction sending kids to gaming rehab. Parents who are losing the battle against their children's Fortnite addiction are turning to professionals, desperate to see some semblance of the child they had before the post-apocalyptic shooter game. Parents are forcing kids into rehab. What you need to know is it's never too late to take ownership of your students' screen time and get involved with what they're doing to strengthen your relationship and that dialogue. I hear this all the time. I got my kid back when I took away Fortnite, and I asked them, well, what do you mean? What happened? Well, when they were playing Fortnite, they got angry, they got violent, they didn't want to eat, they ran to the snack drawer, they grabbed snacks, and they went back, and they didn't want to talk to anyone. How can you protect your kids from Fortnite? Number one, play together. Now, talk as a family about the game and the interactions. Number two, play without live sound or headset. Profanity is rampant in the game. Kids are using a headset to hide the language that they're hearing. Number three, manage game time and set a time limit before students start playing and use a physical timer. Number four, set goals and to earn more game time. Number five, be cautious of scams and never share passwords outside the family. And number six, that's not on the screen time. If your student is changing their behaviors, take the game away. Have more outtime play, do all this other different stuff. Go old school, my friends. You know, I used to have a $400 Apple Watch. Guess how much this watch costs? $20 on Amazon. I got taught, it broke my Apple Watch, and I realized I don't need to be notified every single second of the day. And I decided to get this watch, and I'm so much happier. It tells the time. It's amazing. It's waterproof. We can go back a little bit, but you got to work with your kids. Your kids will hate you for 1 week if you take Fortnite away. They're going to hate you for 1 week if you take Instagram away, Snapchat, and everything else. But after a week, they're going to get over that drug, the depression that the drug creates, that drop and that fall, and they will love you even more. And that's a lot of what tonight's about, is loving your kid more than you worry about them liking you. Let's talk about Netflix dangers and tips. Let me know how we're doing. Maria says, this is great. It's hard to recognize common addiction. Entertainment streaming addiction is something teen therapy talks about. Entertainment streaming addiction is so prevalent among teens these days, and people across the US for that matter, that it's almost hard to recognize. Most people are watching hours of YouTube videos, Netflix, or Hulu each day. Learn how to turn off autoplay next video or episode in Netflix. VIP members, you have access to these videos in your dashboard, so you can go get access to that whenever you want. Number one, every minute of watch time adds up. The Netflix effect, they say, teens, binge watching, and on demand. We have been amazed at how quickly kids have embraced this new technology. We're talking billions of minutes spent watching. Here's what you need to know. The moral of the story is have a dialogue with your students about how much screen time is too much. Let them pick on you and then say, you're right, I'll put mine down. Let's do it as a family. Make Netflix a family event instead of being in closed doors. We love family screen time at smartsocial.com. We're a huge fan of it, and we think it's productive screen time. Here's some tips to help you avoid addiction. Watch TV as a family and talk about selecting shows that are entertaining and educational. Use parental controls on netflix.com, not available in the app. For all of our members, you can learn all about netflix.com and how to change the settings to optimize it when you become a member. Set time limits and enforce it with each other. Remove streaming devices from the bedrooms when it's bedtime. And members, deep dive into these videos in your dashboard. We want to make sure you know that you've got all that available to you. Nobody's left behind. YouTube, dangers and tips for YouTube. Number three, YouTube influencers direct kids to unhealthy habits and choices. CNN Health says young YouTube influencers are increasingly marketing junk food to fellow kids, the study finds. Popular YouTube videos made by influencers often include product placement of unhealthy foods, blurring the line between advertisement and entertainment. The moral of the story is look over your students' shoulder to see what they're watching and ask them why they're interested in products they're asking for. This will help you learn what they're seeing online and open that rich dialogue to strengthen that relationship you have with your children. Number two, an endless stream of creators means not all content is for kids. Momo, suicide instructions, threats. These are hidden online dangers for kids. This is in Georgia. While most parents expect and hope allowing their kids to use a child-friendly version of YouTube Kids is safe, some moms are finding disturbing videos on the platform that show otherwise. Trends come and go, but know that they are all competing for your students' attention, and you need to dialogue before they see it. And number one, users don't realize where suggestions lead them. The New York Times says, take YouTube's dangers so seriously. The website's features can lead people unwittingly to scary places. You need to know that the algorithm suggests videos you might not want your students to watch. Even if they go to YouTube with a purpose, YouTube is an expert at distracting your kids to watch other videos and stay online. You know who else is an expert? Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, they all have algorithms that when you go there, you go, whoa, look at all this other stuff. Here's some tips to being safer on YouTube. Set up a shared family Google account and agree that students will only watch videos using that login so you can track it. Encourage your student to use YouTube in a positive way by watching educational content and learning new skills, and explore and watch YouTube as a family to discover good channels and content to subscribe and follow. And members, go in and watch my YouTube course. It's phenomenal. It's going to walk you through all the tips and tactics you need to know behind the scenes. Watch part of it with your kids and part of it just by yourself, the parent-only section. It's going to really make YouTube safer. Here's what we covered. Top dangers about TikTok. We looked at Snapchat, Instagram, Fortnite, Netflix, and YouTube. We covered a lot. We've given you a tremendous amount to think about, but it's not enough. I'm about to share with you a few free resources that can help your family navigate the dangers of social media. Get your phone, open the camera, scan the QR codes, or click the links. Some of these resources are free. Some require membership. All are welcome to join. Let me show you what smartsocial.com provides for your family. Now, if you stay to the end, you're going to get all three of these resources for free. You're going to get the 100+ teen app list on the left, so you know our green zone apps, what they are, where your kids should start out at, the gray zone, which are dangerous, and the red zone, which are terrible. You click on any one of these, it goes to a video, a podcast, and a blog that we've built for you that's right to the point. You're going to get our 2-page family social media and cell phone agreement. It saves lives. And then an 8-page ebook that I made called How to Navigate Social Media with Your Student. It's just more amazing stuff that you can read on your phone. Now, let's stay connected in our Facebook groups. If you are a parent, scan that QR code on the left. If you're an educator, scan the QR code on the right. Here's why people join. At the bottom, I just want to be more aware of any and all risks associated with internet and app use, and how to better explain this to my children. I also want to know about anything that could have the risk of predators gathering personal information unbeknownst to us. You're going to be able to ask questions, chat with other parents, get advice on the latest online threats and tips. It's a free resource for you. Educators, you can jump in that one on the right too if you want to. That's just for educators. All right, we're going to go on to the next thing. I love that. Morgan said, love your kid more than worry about them liking you. Thank you, Morgan. I say that all the time. I feel like a preacher at church, something here. I even have some people in the chat box go, preach it, because we're here to remind you the things you already know, Morgan, right? All right, here we go, everyone. Continue learning about the apps and social media threats and safety. I want to give you the chance to subscribe to my podcast, and this is how you're going to be able to get all the free resources. Subscribe to the podcast, roll your QR code over one of these, Apple, Spotify, or YouTube, and click subscribe. You're going to get tips from smartsocial.com and expert guests 2 to 3 times a week, short 3 to 10 minute episodes on your phone. Okay. We're going to come back to this. Scan one. We'll come back. You can scan another in a minute, but scan one and open it up and let me know a little bit more about that. Now, Hans asked thoughts on Roblox. Hans, at the end of this, I'm going to show you how we have a whole course on Roblox that deep dives into it. It's pretty awesome. Okay, we're going to move on. Now, please also grab your QR codes again, download our free app to stay updated on trends and dangers. I made an app. I'm the only one in the business that seems to have one of these. You're going to get 300 free resources in the palm of your hand. I got you Android users covered and iPhone users. Top 100 plus apps you need to know about, they're in there. Of all of our website's resources in one easy place. It's available for iPhone and Android. It's rated 4.9 with 169 ratings. Every parent needs this, says this parent right here who downloaded it. All righty. Now, Maria says something. Maria says, my 10-year-old watches a tremendous amount of Netflix at day. What's the suggestion? Maria, you're going to want to take my whole Netflix course to teach you how to turn off autoplay next video and previews and stuff to make it more safe for your kids. You're going to want to watch that. That's a lot. The number you put in there is a tremendous amount of Netflix. Okay, next, are you a decision maker at a school? If you are, guys, do you want to chat about your school? This is best for administrators, principals, assistant principals, SROs, PTOs, PTA leaders, and counselors. Put in the chat box if you want an exclusive link to chat for free. Write in the chat box, send me the link to chat with your team about resources for my school. Throw that in the chat box. I'll give you the exclusive link privately so that you guys have that, and we can go ahead and go from there. All right, we're going to move on to the next one. Go ahead and write that in the chat box. Here we go. Now, all right, we got some really good questions. Now, remember that guy, that Gerard I showed you in the beginning, how he shined online with a website, changed his Google results, and started to brand everything differently? Well, I want you to consider, if you're looking for this, and schools order this from us all the time. Elaine just said, send me the link. Elaine Goldberg, sending you the link right now. Go ahead and fill that out and set up a call. Lindsay as well posted that as well. Okay, great. All right, so if you want to help your teens, and schools order 1,000 packs of these, and families can order one off at a time if you want. Help your teens this summer find a purpose for their time with our 6-second self-guided video course. Scan this QR code to sign up for the Summer Student Branding Academy. It's 6 lessons. They're less than an hour each. They're about 30 minutes each, and they're self-guided. You register by this Saturday, April 24th, and instead of it being $300, it's $99. It's COVID friendly. A lot of people bought it for $300. We're making it available for you for $99. Major colleges and organizations have helped guide the development of this program, and they love it. UCLA, USC, Stanford, AT&T, Mattel, Disney. We're going to make sure that we have that. I'm going to put the link to it in here, okay? The Student Branding Academy. And I actually don't think I have the right link in there. Let's see, smartsocial.com. I might have the wrong link, but I do want you to know how awesome this is and how it absolutely changes lives. What are you talking about? Well, we hear from parents all over the world that this helped to change the way their student is online. And in fact, I'm going to put that in here real quick. Student Branding Academy, just for all of you here to have that, Student Branding Academy. Now, you'll also get a free month of what you're about to see. Perfect for students in middle school and high school. Get a free month of VIP when you join the Branding Academy. What's VIP? Well, if there's a specific app you want us to walk through with your family, like dangers and stuff like that with your kids, our VIP, very informed parent members, this is separate from the branding program. This is all about information. And this is an ongoing $10 a month or $99 a year program, but you get it kind of for free on the past one. Our VIP, very informed parent members get access to our 30+ online courses to guide their students and family through their digital dangers. If you scan this QR code and sign up for the VIP, it's $100 a year or $9.99 a month. But as a bonus, if you sign up for the Student Branding Academy, you get this for free for a month to try it out. 100+ professionals worked with me to guide the development of this program. They love it. Psychologists, therapists, counselors, educators, parents, and more. Perfect for families with students aged 5 to 18 years old, and all are welcome to become a member. It also talks a little bit about, we already have this testimonial, but it talks a little bit about, in this program, we have live events. So the VIP is all about awareness, okay? Whereas the branding program, the Student Branding Academy, you build a website and you learn what you're good at as a young age. But the VIP one, we have a family kickoff, kind of like this, May 13th. Social media agreement workshop, May 20th. Navigating Instagram, May 27th. Navigating TikTok, June 3rd. All you do is you scan this. If you're not a member yet, all of our members, make sure you understand, make sure you know that you are invited to all of these. All you have to do is get the Zoom link in your dashboard at learn.smartsocial.com if you're already a member. We're going to talk about Snapchat deep dive, Fortnite, Overwatch, Call of Duty, and violent video games on June 17th, Roblox and Minecraft. Now, don't let the dates throw you off because I've got them pre-recorded as well. In addition, I want you to take a look at the Navigating LinkedIn July 1st. I donate a lot of my time to veterans, and we teach a lot of professionals how to do this. And if you scan this here real quick right now, boom, if you scan this QR code, as you can see right here, and you click on it, it's got a one-click sign up if you're interested. Just for the VIP, it's kind of cool. You can get it for $99 for an annual plan or $9.99 a month. You just click that one click, boom. It lets you check out, and you can actually, if you're in Safari or your Android, you'll see a big button that says check out with one click with Apple Pay or Google Pay. Now, also, you're going to get a free month. So if you do the Student Branding Academy, once again, no pressure, but a lot of parents are asking us, will you please walk us through this? Will you please help change? Somebody asked about Netflix. The VIP program changes the way you look at Netflix, changes the way you look at the phone. The Student Branding Academy changes the way your students make decisions online, because they make decisions about branding themselves in a positive way. Now, if you need more help with your family, you can get a parent consultation with us. You can sign up for a one-on-one session. You just scan that right there. Boom. That's awesome. And we're going to move on to the next one. I share experiences and knowledge with you and help you devise strategies for your family. Now, here we go. I'm going to give you all these away real quick right now. And also I want to show you one more thing before we do that. If you want the webinar replay, you're going to get a link tomorrow to our newsletter. The trick is, and you can scan it right now if you want, take a picture of this and show it to an educator tomorrow, and they'll get this replay. In the replay, you're going to get, once you'll get all the resources I'm about to give you and the video. It's pretty awesome. So if you take a picture of this, show it to your principal or somebody else, they can scan it from your phone. You'll get a link to this. You can forward it on to somebody. Now, I want you to consider going ahead and subscribing to one of my podcasts that are free to you, and I will give you all these things. Continue learning. So subscribe. You're going to get tips from smartsocial.com and expert guests 2 to 3 times a week, short 3 to 10 minute episodes. And I just want you to write in the chat box when you're done, I subscribed on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. Send me the resource links. I subscribed, and put in whichever one you did. Send me the links, okay? Let me know which one you subscribed on. I'm going to go over here and grab the links. And as you throw that in there, let me know which one you subscribed on, or all 3 or whatever. And I am going to give you all this stuff. It's awesome. All righty. How are we doing so far? All right. Kirsten says, Denver, Colorado, I subscribed. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Great. Morgan says, I subscribed on Apple. Perfect. We're going to wait for a few more. Elaine says, I subscribed on all 3. That's great. Little in Colorado, I subscribed on Spotify. Beautiful. David says, I've subscribed on Apple. Okay, we're about to send all the resources. One more thing, if you get the opportunity, the nicest thing, if you liked tonight, if you liked all these resources, one of the nicest things you could ever do is leave a review on one of these, on Apple Podcasts, on YouTube. Apple Podcasts is amazing. You could also go back. I'm going to give you access to this just real quick. If you want to download the app, if you haven't already downloaded the app, you could do that here as well. You can download the app on the left, or you can subscribe to the podcast, iPhone users, on the right. If you leave a review, you don't have to, but leave a review. Tell people what you learned here. I would be forever grateful if you left a review. It helps me reach people. We got a couple hundred reviews. All right. Awesome. Great. Rebecca, here's you just open up your camera and it should work. Rebecca, go to smartsocial.com newsletter. I'm just going to fill this one out here right now, Rebecca, and I'll make sure you're taken care of. Boom. Fill that out, Rebecca. All right, everybody else, if you're already subscribed, Eden says, I subscribed on Spotify. Eden, great. Here we go, everybody. Stand by. Go ahead and subscribe. Here we go. We're going to give all of you. Carolina says she wants the link. Carolina, get your thing ready. Here we go. Make sure, go ahead and scan that. Go ahead and scan that, Carolina, or I will go ahead and copy that. And Carolina, boom, there's your link. And here we go, everybody. I'm going to give you access to all of the resources. Stand by for 1 sec. I got to copy them all. There's a tremendous amount of stuff. Now, what I want you to also do, everyone, is to go ahead and boom, awesome. Here, everybody. Here's all of your resources. Open them all up. You've got a free PDF of the 100+ app guide. You've got the free family social media cell phone agreement. You've got the free ebook. Now let's go ahead and click on the free PDF guide. Check this out, guys. Here's your list of the top 100 apps from smartsocial.com. What I want you to do is you're going to open it and go, whoa, what's this? You can click on Marco Polo. It'll open up a blog for you. You can learn all about Marco Polo from our website. What? We have 400 shares on this. And if you want to download it, go File and then go to Download. And you can download it as a PDF, a Microsoft Word. What? You're giving away the whole world. That's right. I'm saving lives, people. Next, what you can do is let's click on the free family social media cell phone agreement. Look at this. Print this out. Your kids are going to hate me. Don't tell your kids I gave this to you. Look at that. And then it's a starting guide and then a free ebook made by me and my team, how to navigate social media, right? All these different tips and everything else. You're going to get access to all that. All right, we've shared with you a lot tonight. Tons of free tips and stuff. It's amazing. Once again, scan those QR codes, go subscribe. Thank you, everyone. This has been a tremendous amount of fun. Thanks. I really appreciate it. We're wrapping it up 5 minutes early. Ingrid says, fantastic. Thank you, Ingrid. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, everybody. And if you want to leave a review, if you're like, this was Ingrid, go download that app or subscribe to the podcast and leave a review. It'll say tap to rate. You'll see the stars and scroll down and just leave a review on your iPhone or Android. You know what? It helped. And then leave text-based, a text-based review, and it'll help people to see why they should download the stuff. We're updating the app soon. We update the podcast. We add it every Tuesday and Thursday. It's a little much, I got to be honest, the work that we're in to make sure we help the world to shine online. All right, Elaine says, awesome. Yes, thank you. Ingrid, thanks to everybody. We got a ton of people in here. It's great to see everybody in here. All right, everyone, I'm leaving you. Go out. Don't be overwhelmed. I want to go back and show you what we did. Did I show the replay link yet? Hey, David, great question. Here's the replay link. If you scan that or go to the newsletter, let me go ahead and see if I can't give you the replay link. Okay. So here's the replay. You'll get it tomorrow at this time, David. Okay. Replay link. If you join our newsletter, and here's what that looks like. If you send somebody to smartsocial.com, here's how you find it. Smartsocial.com, and you click on newsletter at the top. Believe it or not, I just built in a replay today. Join our newsletter to get our resources. I'm already in your newsletter. Don't worry about it. Just join it again, silly. Come on. You put your first name, your email in there, and then what happens is the next page, I'm going to do it right now. Josh at smartsocial.com, right? Boom. What are you? Parent, educator, everything else? Sign me up for the newsletter, and then watch this. You land on the replay. Look at that guy. Look at it's just like we're looking at the future. We're looking at the present. It's like Spaceballs. Have you ever seen that movie? When is this? This is right now. All right. Hope you guys enjoy this. It's also got a link to the Student Branding Academy. Stu says, great job. Fantastic. All right, everyone. Thanks for coming out. We are just at 1 hour. I promised you I'd let you go right at the top of the hour. Thank you, everyone, so much. I've really enjoyed this, and you've been great at giving me feedback and all that great stuff. Thanks, Camille. I really appreciate it. Camille says, keep it up, Josh. So helpful. Morgan says, glad you're doing this. Thanks for the information. Elise Taylor says, thanks, Josh. Once again, download that app and the podcast. Leave a review if you get a chance. Help my foundation to, it costs you nothing, but it helps me immensely in the long run. So, hey, everyone, thanks. Live from Los Angeles, I'm Josh Oakes. And if you are looking for more resources, go search for my name online on Amazon, and you can get access to all of the different resources that we have. I've got a bunch of books. I have 6 books out. Light, Bright, and Polite, I've got 3 of them. No matter your age, we've got one for you. And then also we've got Digital Citizenship Techniques and a few other books and so on. And we even have them in Spanish. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. You have a wonderful night. I appreciate all your support and help. Keep it light, bright, and polite. Your kids are watching. Take care.